get into it.
All right, it's the goods. We got episode 2 for the divisional round of the playoffs. Today's guests are JK and JP Irons. And today we're going to dig into the 4 football games we got for you this weekend. 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. We'll start off with the first game on Saturday. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Kansas City Chiefs. Jaguars are plus 8.5. Over under is 52.5. Now I did some head-to-head stats for these games. Jaguars are not good on the road. Jaguars are not good going to Kansas City. They're 1-6 against the spread in the last 7. They're 1-5 straight up at Kansas City, and I'm sure you can reverse those lines and know what Kansas City is. And playoff Mahomes is a different breed than usual. He's 7-2 straight up. He's 6-3 against the spread in the playoffs. Both these teams give up a lot of passing yards. The Chiefs have given up the most passing touchdowns all season. So this game is going to be won by passing, I believe. Tell me what you guys think about this.
I agree. Steven, Kansas City's also 5-0 straight up in its last 5 games in general and at home. I don't think this game's going to be as close as the spread says as it is.
Yeah, no, I see. Like it's hard to like go against Mahomes. Mahomes is like Brady status now. Like it's hard to just go against him. Now you've seen Brady is later in his years, so he's kind of falling off a little bit.
I agree.
But Mahomes is like the new Brady now. So it's like you can't go against Mahomes that easily. You can't feel that strongly trying to bet on the Jaguars in this game.
Well, Joe, I actually made the big mistake earlier in the year. I really like the Jaguars in the regular season matchup against the Chiefs. I thought that the Jaguars' defense was fast. Their defensive line was good. I thought Trevor Lawrence is a winner, which he is. I made a huge mistake. I think I bet the most I bet on any regular season NFL game. I bet the Jaguars. They were huge underdogs. I think they're like a plus 300, maybe plus 350 money line. And the Chiefs destroyed them. I learned my lesson. I'm not going back to that. I think the Chiefs cover easily as well.
Yeah, and the under has hit in 5 of the last 7 that these guys have played, 4 of the last 5, and it's 6 of 6 on Saturday games. I like the under in this game. It's high. It's at 52.5. That's mainly because of the Chiefs' offense, but I like the under in this game. I really do. Like if Jacksonville's going to have any kind of competitive game, they have to shut Mahomes down a little bit to some extent. So the under is a bet that I am definitely looking at for this game.
What's the total points again, Josh?
52.5.
As of right now, yes.
I think the under is an extremely safe bet because this game could literally be a blowout like 42-0 and still doesn't cover. So I love your under pick there for sure. A lot of people are going to bet the over too with those stats that you mentioned. So under's probably even safer in that regard.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many people are going to go after the Jaguars this week because I feel like what they did last week, might give everybody confidence in them, but I don't know. Can they
Trevor
keep that up?
Lawrence. Sorry to cut you off there. Trevor Lawrence has never lost on a Saturday ever. Any point in his career, high school, college.
Oh
pros.
man, that's enticing.
Yeah,
Yes, it's tough.
That's like the only stat that they have going for them this week. Everything else is totally against them this week. But yeah, so I favor the under.
Well, what do you guys think about the other Saturday night game, New York and Philadelphia?
Okay, well, moving on to the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles for Saturday night. The spread for that game is Giants plus 7.5, over under 48.5. Again, I looked up some head-to-head stats for these. Giants are 1-10 at the Eagles lately, 2-11 the last 13 straight up, but 5-1 against the spread. So they do good against the spread, but they barely ever win. This is another game where the under has hit in the last 4 to 5 that these teams have played in the last 10 of the 13. This is another game where I'm still going to favor the under on this one.
I'll start this one off. Honestly, Josh, everything you said, and you were red hot last week. So I should bet what you say. Whenever you started talking about the points, I was thinking under the whole entire day. But the more I think about it, Daniel Jones, Hurts, there's a lot of weapons on both sides of the ball. These teams know each other. I think that the under. I like the over for this, but I wouldn't bet it. I'd actually, if I was going to bet, I'm gonna stay away from over under completely. I say you take the points all day. The Giants actually really could beat the Eagles, but that's too many points that the Eagles are giving the Giants. The G-men are very scary, impressive win against the Vikings. I say you bet the Giants, take the points all day, but I expect the Eagles still to win.
Yeah,
I agree.
Go ahead, JP. Tell me what you think.
I was just gonna say I don't think Daniel Jones is as good as he's looked last week in a game against Philadelphia's top-ranked secondary. I'm with y'all. I'm with both of you boys. I like Eagles straight up all day on this one.
Tell
Yeah,
that to Eli Manning, Daniel Jones wasn't good. Dude, Eli Manning with the flex on Twitter about every quarterback. There's like 4 quarterbacks that are left that all went to his camp. Shout out to
well,
Eli.
I'm glad you brought up the secondary because Daniel Jones is not good at all against man coverage. Eagles are very good against man coverage, and the Eagles had the most sacks during the season. So their defense is going to be coming at them the entire game in the secondary and on the line. So that doesn't bode well for the New York Giants.
So would you say don't even take the? So what are you saying? Don't take the Giants and the points. You're
I,
saying to give the points up and take the Eagles.
Not necessarily, just because like when New York, so they're 5-1 against the spread when they visit Philadelphia. So I mean, I'm guessing that this is a better New York team than we're used to the past couple of years, but I don't know. The Eagles are very tough this year, and but Eagles were also not good against the spread themselves. So this is another game where I'm just favoring the under more than anything else.
Yeah, in the last 5 games specifically, New York is actually 5-0 against the spread.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So we got some very contradicting stats here. Like they're good against the spread, but they're not good to win it all. So I definitely would not be putting no money line bets on New York Giants.
No,
Yeah,
never.
no.
But yeah. So I mean, if you like if the spread seems like it might be kind of safe, mainly because you have the hook with the plus 7.5. If it was any lower than that, I wouldn't be touching that. But yeah, no, I'm favoring the under here on this one again.
I also look for this to be a kind of a redemption game for Jalen Hurts' comeback tour. You know,
Yeah, I actually favor him to score a touchdown. Also.
I mean, he missed how many weeks, and then he didn't really blow anybody out of the water. In that last game against New York, ironically, they won just 22-16. I really think that the Eagles kind of show up this week, and it's not as close as that January 8th showing that we saw.
Oh, there you go. So those are your 2 Saturday games, and now we will move on to the Sunday games. Where these are 2 very good games we got for Sunday. We'll start off with the early game. We have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills. Now this game did open up with a line of plus 3.5, but it has now moved to plus 5.5 for the Bengals, and the over under is 49.5. Bengals were one of the best teams all season against the spread, and the Bills, their overs have been hitting like crazy. Um, but when the Bengals visit the Bills, 4-12 straight up in the last 16, the Bills have been obviously winning, and the over hits a lot. The over has hit in 7 of the last 10. The over has hit in 5 of the last 6 when they play at home. But Burrow is 13-2 against the spread when he's an underdog of 3 or more points.
Yes, he is. And Josh, another thing I really like, and something a lot of people aren't paying attention to, is the referees. We got Carl Cheffers out here in this game, and underdogs when this man's on the field are 41-24 against the spread.
I like
I'm
that.
taking Bengals against the spread in this one.
I like that. I like that. A referee. People don't realize referees make a difference.
They do.
Who they? We they. Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Oh, I'll tell you, the Buffalo Bills. That's right. Call all my gambling. Call all my bookies for the past 5 years. Tell them JK got money on the fucking Bills. Bills are gonna destroy the fucking Bengals. I like the Bengals. I like Joey Burrow, but the Bills are going to absolutely crush the Bengals. That's my lock of the week. Lock it up. Put your mortgage on it. Put your house. Give it all to parents. Take their money. Take everything out of the safe and put it on the Bills. Give them the points. Tease the game. Bills in a blowout.
I do agree that Bills are going to win, but
I think so too.
If anybody's going to keep it close with the Bills, other than the Chiefs, obviously, because I'm Holmes, I think Burrow is the next guy up to keep it a close game. So I don't know whoever they favorite on the spread there, but I think I'm going over because I think both these boys are just going to be Burrow and Allen. Allen is more on the foot nowadays necessarily than passing it. He'll also rush for almost 100 yards a game, but
Yep.
but Burrow's just going to be slinging it left and right.
But
Like that's his only choice of winning this game.
that offensive
This is a
line is
Josh.
terrible. That offensive line's terrible and the secondary's weak. There's no way that the Bills don't destroy the Bengals. But I see why you would think that, and I hope that I hope we're somewhat all right. But it's gonna be a fucking blowout. Sorry, JP. Go ahead.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think Buffalo's the second most penalized team in the league before the snap. I think it'll be a shootout from both sides, honestly. This is a game where a prop bet I really like is Josh Allen anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I like that one too. And he, like I said, he likes to run a lot. He likes to sneak out of there. And if he's getting rushed, he has no option but to go off the foot. So, like Burrow, he'll take a sack or just throw the ball away. But Allen, he'll just straight up get on his horse and run. So, yeah, I favor the over in that. I think the Bengals will keep it close, and I think this game will be a straight up shootout. So I look for points in this game left and right. There's probably gonna be a bunch of touchdown scorers in this one. You could probably put Chase on the board. You could probably put Diggs on the board. And Dawson Knox has been catching touchdowns too a lot. I like him. Dawson Knox is a dark horse on that one. Moving on, we'll go to our Sunday night game, the last game of this week's playoffs. And this is the primetime game, and this is probably the closest one of them all. I mean, spread-wise, it is anyways, but this one's a little toss-up to me, and I got the stats to tell you why. So we got the Dallas Cowboys at the San Francisco 49ers. Dallas Cowboys are plus 3.5. Over-under is 46.5. So obviously the Niners have been winning like crazy, the straight up against the spread. Their overs have been hitting like crazy, ridiculous amounts. But when the Dallas Cowboys visit the San Francisco 49ers, they're 5-1 straight up in the last 6. They're 6-2 in the last 8, and they are. Where'd it go? Okay, I lost it. Well, actually, in January, because this is going off their old playoff stats, Dallas Cowboys are 2-9 when they play in January, but that's because we all know they usually choke in the playoffs. But when they visit the 49ers, they do very well, very, very well, and it doesn't really make sense if you ask me. But that's the stats we got for this one. The over has also hit 8 of the last 11 when these teams played. So, I mean, these teams both got some offenses, and they both got some defenses. This is probably the most evenly matched up game we got here. Tell me what you guys think.
This is where I'm going to do my best Joe Mixon impression. Toss a coin, boys. What version of Dak Prescott are you going to get? You never know, you know?
Yeah,
I'm going for player props on a game like this. I don't feel comfortable betting any spread, over, or money line on this game at all. You got Mr. Irrelevant versus a guy who could throw 3 or 4 picks every other week. I mean, to me, there's no lock here. I'm going Tony Pollard anytime touchdown, 170 on this one, and look for some prop bets within there as well.
Oh yeah, and as always, Christian McCaffrey touchdown every single week. Christian McCaffrey touchdown. The dude, he's too much of a dual threat. He catches the ball, he runs the ball. Even though he just came to that team this year, I believe he's like the heart and soul of that team. Like if he's playing bad, the team's playing bad. If he's playing good, the team's playing good. So I believe a lot depends on Christian McCaffrey. Even though he just got there this year, he's still that big of a deal for them.
Well, Terrell Owens, his ghost is going to linger. Terrell Owens, shout out to T.O. Not only are the Niners and the Cowboys playing each other, which had the most infamous T.O. moment in the history of the NFL probably whenever he kneels on the star, but the Bengals and Bills are also playing, and T.O. played for those teams. So it's going to be all about Terrell Owens as we move forward this weekend. But honestly, okay, I'll be real serious about this game. I was wrong about the Seahawks beating the Niners last week, and we saw in the first half that the Seahawks really could have, had they played the same exact way the first half as they did in the second half as they did the first half. We wouldn't be talking about the Niners in this position. Now the Niners got here. Purdy has some magic to him. There's no doubt about that. They are very, very tough with him being the quarterback. It's going to be hard to eliminate the Niners. Their defense is better. They have weapons on all sides of the ball.
Team.
They are.
I agree.
But
they're on a 7-game win streak.
I agree. But Jerry, when you knock off the GOAT, when you knock off Tom Brady in Tampa Bay, that tells me one thing. I look up to the owner's box. It's Jerry. Mike McCarthy doesn't get the credit. Dak doesn't get the credit. Des Bryant from 10 years ago doesn't get the credit. It's Jerry's show, and Jerry's still here from 1995. Jerry's going to the Super Bowl. It's Jerry's year. The Cowboys are the bet. And that's my second biggest bet. Going with the boys, all because of Jerry.
Well, like as I just said, Jerry's record in January is not that good.
Out the window. Jerry's getting his. This might be Jerry's last playoffs. He's not looking very good. I hope to God he lives a long time. But We just celebrated Jerry Jones making it to the second round, and now it's his time to take out the Niners, and he's going to the dance, baby. I do not
Look,
bet
in the
against Jerry
NFC,
Jones.
straight up, in the NFC, I think there's only two teams that could even beat the 49ers right now, and it's the Eagles and it's the Cowboys. I think you have to have a high-flying offense to go against this team, just for all the things that you've already mentioned. San Fran's on a 7-game win streak with a Mr. Irrelevant at quarterback, and I really don't think it's been Brock Purdy who's been some magical, guy to come in here and spark this team. I just think that overall they're built very well. But I do question when the magic ends, and it could be this week. I think it very may well be.
Who's
Yeah,
stopping
no,
Dalton Schultz? Who's stopping Dalton Schultz? That's a real question. That defense is great, but Dalton Schultz is going to flash them.
that's a touchdown score I like for this week also.
Guys,
Actually.
let's debate the tight ends in this game because you're right, Josh. Dalton Schultz is a dog, but Kittle's on that other end. This is probably the best tight end matchup in all the playoffs this weekend. What are these boys looking like?
Oh, it's definitely
Definitely
the best tight end matchup. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if both of them score also. I have Schultz listed as one of my anytime touchdown scorers.
We got Schultz over 41.5, and we got Kittle over 46.5. Which player is more likely to go over?
Schultz for sure in this game, in this match.
Yeah, I agree. Both of these overs sound like a hammer from me.
Yeah, he's the difference maker because look, the Niners have weapons all over, but Schultz is literally the weapon that I'm most. From the Niners' perspective, it's going to be so hard to stop Dalton Schultz, especially the second half. First half, I think Kittle outperforms if you can do like a player prop bet. Third quarter, look it up. Schultz dominates in the second half of every game, dude. Every game.
Well, I think both tight ends are in a good position because on the Cowboys side, we have CeeDee Lamb, we have Tony Pollard, we have Ezekiel Elliott. On the 49ers side, you have Christian McCaffrey, you have Deebo Samuel, you'll have Brandon Ayuk. So then you have the two tight ends on both sides that are just like the third or fourth best guy on the field. So I believe that gets them open a lot more and that gives them more chances to do stuff, get yards, get touchdowns.
Absolutely, Josh.
And this is another game where both these defenses are good too. So I don't feel like this one's going to be won on the ground too much. I feel like this one's going to have to be won through the air again because both these defenses are very good.
I'll say this: this is a game. The under is kind of appealing to me. 46.5 is where it sits currently. That might be a bet I explore this weekend.
These guys might put a lot of points up though, JP.
If you go the over on Schultz and Kittle, and okay, you don't like the under? I don't know.
I don't like the under early because I think this is going to be, dude, all the stars are going to be out. It's the Sunday night game, dude. I think this is going to be a way over. I think it's going to be extremely high scoring just because I once you start going to the tight end, both teams are going to have to keep doing that. You're right about Kittle. Kittle and Schultz both. I think they both can score 2 touchdowns and both go over 100 yards in this game and both get close to 10 receptions because they're going to be able to take away. They're going to be able to take away the run. They're going to be able to take away Deebo. The Cowboys, Schultz, they're going to have to hit the 18-yard pass to Schultz all day, and it's going to be there. It's going to be there for sure. The Seahawks didn't have a tight end to exploit.
I think
that.
The Cowboys may be playing from behind in the fourth quarter on this one. I don't know. Like I was saying earlier to open things up, you never know what version of Dak Prescott you're going to get. Are you going to get the guy who's extremely efficient, or are you going to get the guy who comes out and throws 3 picks?
Yeah. And
against a defense like San Francisco,
where you can't make mistakes. It's not you can't make mistakes and think it's going to be
a
stage of his career.
Josh, listen. You were the hot hand last week, and you're always the hot hand. Really, when we get together, go through the 4 games real quick, and who are you betting as of right now? Just recap them one more time for the people because
let's all lay down some picks for all these games this weekend. Let's give the people some opportunity to make some money.
I'm betting Josh bets minus the Bills blowing them out. Go ahead, Josh.
Okay, well, we got the Jaguars with the Chiefs. Jaguars plus 8.5 over under 52.5. I'm good. I like under in that. I'm taking the under in that all day. Taking the Chiefs under 52.5. I'm taking. I'm definitely leaning Eagles under 2. Eagles under is 48.5. Like I said, we already think that Daniel Jones is going to have a really tough time, and he doesn't do good against the Philadelphia's defense. So yeah, I'm going to take the under on that one too. The Bengals at Bills. I'm going over. That game has to be a shootout. There's no other way. The 2 of the most premier quarterbacks there are right now, other than Mahomes. You don't want them giving you a boring Sunday playoff game. That game's going over. It has to. And then for the Cowboys and 49ers, my favorite bet of that whole entire game is probably Christian McCaffrey touchdown. It's like minus 140, 150 right now. So, probably be best to parlay it with something unless you don't care to throw big money at it. But those are my bets that I'm favoring a lot as of right now. Now these are just the picks we're talking on the podcast too. We'll be putting out some official picks on Twitter and all the social media
Yeah,
platforms
absolutely.
next 2 games. So these are just some we're throwing at you right now, and official picks will be out on the weekend.
JP, give us your best pick before we get off.
Well, I got a couple lined up here, boys. We're gonna parlay the tight end over for Dallas and San Francisco plus 242. Dalton Schultz over 41.5. George Kittle over 46.5 for plus 242.
I like that.
You want to juice up any parlays that you're building this weekend? Kansas City money line, Philadelphia money line. Just add a little bit of juice. I am going to take the spread. Cincinnati Bengals plus 5.5 because I think that's going to be a shootout too. And then I have to mix in some player props, guys. Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown. Josh Allen anytime touchdown score. And that's where I'm at right now, fellas. Josh, go ahead.
Joe Burrow getting sacked over 8 times. If that's a player prop bet,
They
have an offensive line. What do you guys thought? Like, dude, there's no offensive line there. Did you guys not watch that Ravens game? They have no
I think he's
offensive line.
officially the most sacked quarterback through his first 2 or 3 seasons or whatever.
Since he's been in the league, I'm pretty sure he's the most sacked quarterback.
What's crazy is Mahomes is going to lose the title at State Farm, and Joe Burrow is going to have to be the new State Farm guy. He's not going to have any knees. Oh, wait, that's car insurance. Well, State Farm, you're getting home insurance. They have to do.
Yeah, you can do the bundle, bro.
All right, yes, good. Well, we'll look forward to the games this weekend. Playoffs, there's no better time. Appreciate you having us, Josh. Take care.
Yep. And we'll see you guys next weekend for the conference playoffs and see who's going to the Super Bowl.